What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Resident Evil Reverse, our all-favorite multiplayer game coming out that's been delayed again till 2022. This is disappointing, and I'll talk about that, throughout this video, but it's also, maybe not all that surprising, and it got me, even on Twitter, I sent this out where it's like, and I hate saying this, and to be honest with you, this is just kind of a thought that I just threw out there, see, if people like it, and I'm doing the same thing for you guys here. Like, at what point do you maybe just give up? Do you just say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't do this? And then I don't like saying that because, well, number one, I didn't play the beta. Now, I tried to play when they, allowed access to the game, but it was during weird times, at least for me, not necessarily weird, but just times I was busy. And then when I did go into it, remember, a lot of times the servers were broken. You couldn't get into matches. Capcom had to take the stuff down. They put it back up at some point, but it wasn't running well pretty much throughout the entire thing. So I don't like saying, like, just give up, cancel it, stuff like that. I don't want to be that person. I think that I never side with those people, so I don't really want to be the person with this situation. But I feel like what I've seen more or less on is that this wasn't really necessary, and I have seen general disliking, and is that even a word? I don't think so, of Reverse. I did see people that liked it. I mean, early on, you can still go on, well, I don't know if you can go on Twitter right now and find it, but, back when it was running, you can get into it, there were some okay things that were being said about the game, but I don't know, I just think, at least maybe it's tainted, maybe it's my audience, and you guys can let me know in the comments, but I feel like the overwhelming people that I've seen, that have talked to me about it, have not liked it. So, I don't want to be that person, but it's just, and it's maybe like a Last of Us thing, and I'll explain the connection in a second, because this was originally supposed to release with Village, right? But it's not necessarily, in fact, it isn't. It's not Resident Evil Village's multiplayer, and that's important to note, and that's important even for someone like me, right? First 2 minutes of the video, just talking about canceling the thing. It's something very similar, almost, to The Last of Us, right? And I have had this discussion. I don't think everybody necessarily understood where I was coming from or liked it, but The Last of Us Part 2 came out, and yes, the multiplayer isn't The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer. It's Last of Us multiplayer, like in the world, in the universe, and it maybe was, maybe they wanted it to get out close to Part 2, the second game, probably for marketing and to get the game out there. So, I'm not saying, like, should they, like, the game should be canceled and stuff like that, but even for The Last of Us, it's a similar situation where it's like, I know they're making it, I know it's coming out, but do you actually do it? Like, is it a benefit to release a multiplayer that maybe, yeah, isn't the game that you were gonna launch it close to? It's not that game's multiplayer, because that idea is just horrible, right? If you have Resident Evil Village, and then there's a Resident Evil Village multiplayer, and that multiplayer gets delayed for a full year afterwards, it doesn't age well, and I say that in the way that, like, marketing and promoting it is not going to work, or at least it's not going to work as well as it would have if it would have came out normally. Now, the thing is, with Reverse, I would argue close to the same thing. It's not Village's multiplayer, but unlike even The Last of Us, it was supposed to come out same day. Like, you were supposed to get Village, and I believe, if you bought Village, you would get the multiplayer, you would get Reverse, right? And to be honest with you, you guys will have to, tell me in the comments, that you guys will have to educate me. I don't know if you don't get Village, how you get Reverse, but I'm pretty sure if you got Village, you would get Reverse. So, but the point is, they're very much in that way linked. Like, they're not the same game, and Reverse can stand on its own two legs, obviously, but it was designed to be, like, the same day. And then it was designed, this was supposed to release this month in July, it was supposed to, be relatively close to Village. If you can believe it, we're only, like, 2 months past when Village came out. It feels like an eternity, at least to me. I don't know about you guys, but it only has been 2 months. So even now, if it released today, right, it would be just a little over 2 months since Village came out. That's not horrible, but it's all, obviously, again, not as good as it releasing the same day. So, going to 2022, firstly, that's a major delay, too. That's important to note, because sometimes you'll get a game that maybe was supposed to come out in November, and then it comes out, like, January. And in the grand scheme of things, you can say, well, it's been delayed from 2021 to 2022. But really, it's only been delayed, like, 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, saying the years makes it sound more powerful. It makes it sound, I honestly think, worse than it really is. But when you have a situation like this, July to God knows when, right? January, February, March, even if it is that 6-month delay, that's a big deal. Beyond all of this, final thing I'll say, it's just really weird, like how all of this has come about. And I think it does add a little bit more punch to the idea that maybe they just shouldn't do a game like this. Again, going back to the more negative side to it, right? Because you do the beta or the alpha or the closed test, you know, whatever you want to call it, and it was, I'd say, overwhelmingly a disaster, considering it didn't work half the time, and they had to take, I would say the biggest disaster of it is they had to take the server down. They had to literally, like, patch the game up, and I don't know if it ever even came up after that, like, came back, right? That's a disaster in itself. But they were, like, wanting it to go. They were, like, ready for it to go. Well, maybe really wanting it is the right word. They wanted to do it then, and it didn't work. Then they wanted to still have it come out, you know, the same day as Village. That didn't work. Then they said, okay, well, maybe give us 2 months and we can, like, press some buttons on our computer and everything will work out. Still didn't work. And now they said, okay, well, maybe we'll actually make it now. And again, I know it's more of an attacking thing. I don't want to come off like that. It just looks bad. This entire thing looks bad, and I don't like that, and I don't like saying that. You know what I mean? But actually, the final thing I'll say is I am interested in Reverse, and I will play it when it comes out. Mark my words, okay? So you could call me a hypocrite because I'm talking a little negative on it, and then when it comes out, I'm still gonna be there. And ultimately, it's because I'm interested in it, and I wanna see it be good. I don't want it to be horrible. I want it to release. I don't want anything to be canceled. I want people to lose their jobs, anything like that. I want all these things to happen, okay? And I'll be there supporting this game. It's just I don't have a good feeling about it. Maybe it surprises me. Maybe it comes out and this extra time, like, makes it, like, a legitimate cool thing, right? But you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on, leave a like. I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.